printing functionality in a simple and integrated model that you're going to see here today, we can now confidently migrate our Qlik Cloud into Qlik Cloud from our Qlik Sense worlds, bringing the required NPrinting expectations that we all love and need. Tabular reporting enables developers to generate pixel-perfect and trusted reports from a single source of truth, our Qlik Analytics. Developers can create custom, highly formatted Excel or PDF documents for from our Qlik Analytics and visualizations, and send this data in an Excel format in email, or send the files off to SharePoint for us. These is all done through a governed report task that can burst out the reports to shareholders, ensuring that the Qlik platform is the source of operational decisions, customer communications, and more. So today we're going to take a deep dive into this and to see tabular reporting in action. Igor is going to take the show and show you the functionality that's there. And as I had mentioned earlier, please ask your questions. Don't wait till the end because we're here to try to help you take the mystery off of tabular reporting. So Igor, you want to take it away?
Sure. First of all, thank you, Jeff. Excel, everyone. Let me share my screen. So I believe we're going to use the word Excel a lot. So if you start seeing the charts of numbers kind of dancing on the screen, I recommend you slow down on the drinking a little bit. We want to stay to the end. If for any reason I start dancing, please don't report. If that image gets leaked, I would just say it's AI, which is actually not lying because AI stands for Alcantara Igor, so it would be truth anyway. But yeah, let's talk about tabular reporting. But before I get started, I want to make 2 promises, and then at the end, you tell me if I was true to my promises or not. The first promise is we're going to create a report. I'm going to guide you through the whole process without writing a single line of code. There's no writing code, scripting or expression or anything in order to create the report. So that's my first promise. The second promise is because we are in Pi Day, then I will show you at the end how I do use pi, not the food, but the number, to enhance my analytics. There is a certain situations where you can use pi and trigonometry in data analytics. So those are my 2 promises, and let's see at the end. If I fail, then I'll have to drink, let's say, full pack of beer in under 5 minutes.
That's like a benefit for you, dude.
Under 5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes, wow.
Yeah, okay. So let's get started. So why is tabular reporting so interesting? Well, we all need reports. We all need reports to be distributed, to be sent, and we do have ways to do reporting. However, they're not exactly as flexible as we will see in tabular reporting. So for this demonstration, I developed this app. Is this company that I just created is a fashion company. So if you're interested, I can send you the link. You can buy clothes from me. Kidding. It's not a real company, but anyways, this Qlik Fashion. Very simple one. Just got 2 sheets. Got a dashboard with some KPIs, some different types of charts, even a map. So basic stuff. And then I got a details tab with KPIs and a table. So I want to show that we can basically add any of these to our report. But let's say I don't want to use some report, or I want to do a report before the introduction of tabular report. How do I do it? Well, we have different ways. One way is, for example, I can come here and I can subscribe to that sheet, and I can add multiple sheets, and I can create a report. I can add people to the list, and then we're good. However, that only works for simple reports. And there is some specific scenarios where it doesn't work at all. For example, if I need a table like this with many rows that require a scroll bar, your report will only show whatever you see on the screen, because that subscription is basically taking a screenshot, a snapshot of your sheet, put in a PDF and sending them, which a lot of cases, it works. If I have a situation like this, it works. If I want to break down by, let's say, division, I want to break down one page per division, something like that, you need to design that into your application. So it's not very flexible. An alternative is you can do it automation, but automation takes sheets from your Qlik application and then adds them to a report, a PDF file. So it's the same problem. So I had a report that I had to do the other day, and I had this problem. I had a long list of rows, and I was not able to do it. I tried to expand my sheet to do it very long, but sometimes depending on the month, I had less rows. It was a nightmare. I woke up with a terrible headache because of that. Well, my wife said it's not because of that, it was because I had 2 bottles of wine, 1 bottle of bourbon. But I think, of course, was the report. I mean, it was not the alcohol, of course. But then Tableau reporting came to the rescue. So I can do the same thing with all the flexibility, with, believe it or not, much less work and way more flexibility. So we all know these 3 different areas in Qlik, in the Qlik application, which is I'm working with the data, then is this prepare, and then I'm working with the visualization, the analyze, and the storytelling. Now, under the first one, the prepare and data load editor, if you click on it, now we have a new item, reporting. So click on it, and one of the many things that I love about Qlik, and possibly one of my top 3, is the user interface, how it makes easy and intuitive to end users. And if you were one of my class in data visualization or the design, the Qlik Sense designer, I probably mentioned this like many times. And they just follow their high standards. It is very intuitive, very easy to use. So I basically have 2 different major steps. I need to prepare the application for the report, and then I will build and schedule my report. And then within each one, I have these sub-steps that I need to follow. And I have a video for each one of them, but the video there's no alcohol, it's not as fun as our presentation, and it's not as detailed. And then I got buttons here that I can click and perform what I need to do. And the first thing to define is the recipients, who will receive my report. So I can click on recipients here, or can go there. Let's just follow the button, click on recipients. So I don't have any recipients. This is this application without recipients. So I want to start from scratch. So if I click on this button, I will provide the list of recipients. Who are the people who receive my report? I can connect to a data source. Let's say I have a table, QBD, with the list of users, or I can provide it in Excel. So I don't even know how.
So I could connect to my existing IDP or to my Excel file, or I could connect to a SQL table, and I could just pull my users from wherever I'm storing them.
Exactly. If you have a connection available in Qlik, which you have connection to like almost everything, then you connect to the data source and you grab your list of recipients. But because we want to drink, so let's use Excel. I said it one more time. So I already have an example here, but let me show you if you download the example. So you can come here and download this file and make the changes. Basically, you have the name, email, and other information. But let me show the file with real data that I have prepared. So it's an Excel file with 2 sheets. First one, you will list your users. So the name of my users, email, that's how we authenticate in the cloud. So it needs to match the email they are registered in your tenant. And then filters, because you might want to filter the data when you send it to specific people. For example, this is the filter I want to apply when I'm sending that report to Jeff. This is the filter that I'm applying when I want to send a report to Anna, etc. Those filters, they do not match or do not have to match anything in my data. They're just a name of a filter that will later create. And in a few minutes, we'll create the filters. Then we have the groups. The groups we use also later when you're actually distributing the report, when you're creating the distributions, scheduling tasks to send the report.
So that basically the group is going to be basically who is going to see the report, and the filter is what's going to be on the report.
Exactly.
Got it.
And then we have the second tab, which just lists the name of the groups and the description for the groups. It's just information. And the groups, they do not match your Active Directory or any LDAP system you have for authentication. It's just something you defining for this application. So once you define those, let me close this. You will then upload the Excel file. So I will go ahead and upload this Excel file. So click here, browse, find that folder. This is my file, recipients. Wait a little bit. Let me just say Excel, so while we can drink Excel.
Is there any requirements on the version of Excel you're using?
Not particularly, no. All right, so process finish, 5 users, 4 groups. If I click close, it's basically what I saw in Excel. These 5 users, if I go to groups, my 4 groups, how many people I have in each group. So I go back to report tasks. First part, it's completed. Then I can go to filters. So if I go to filters, now it's where I will match those filters we saw here to my data. So let me go ahead and click add filter, create a new filter. So one filter I have is North America. Then I come here, add filters. I can add multiple fields. So then I'll find what field name I want to use. Is this division name? And then I'll pick, so this is North America, so it's division of America. Straightforward. I want to override. What override means is, well, if the user has selections made when it clicks to send a report, their selections will be applied. But I want to override. I want to apply the filter that I'm creating. So do that, add filter. Now I have my filter, and I can add a second one to my second filter. So let's do South America. And same thing over here. Look for division, select South America. You don't have to click override. I decided to. It makes sense for my report. And there are a couple more that I need to do. The other one also matches. EMEA matches a division. So come here and select, find my field name. That's the division. I want to override. Same thing. But I have 4 filters. If I go back here, there's also this one called Americas. So that's a little bit less tricky. Let me come here, create another one. This one is Americas. Add the filter, and then find division. And then, well, I don't have Americas, but I know it's North America and South America. So again, the name of the filter do not match the actual values. You define the values once you create the filter. So that gives you a lot of flexibility. And I could add more fields if I want to.
So on a single filter, you can have multiple. You can have filter on multiple fields.
Yeah, you just click adding, click add, and you keep doing, just like you're making selections in a Qlik application. There you go. I have all my filters. So then I've completed the second stage. Now we have the third one, distribution folder. So we have two ways to distribute, to send a report: email to the recipients, and we can save the file in a folder. As of now, the option we have is SharePoint. We save the file in a SharePoint folder. In the future, we'll have other options like S3 buckets in AWS, etc. Right now, it's SharePoint. It is optional, of course. You don't have to do it, but let me show you, if you want to do it, how would you do it? So let me click here. By the way, if you have a SharePoint connection to the SharePoint location you need, you don't need to worry about now. Only when you create later, when you creating a report task. But let's say you don't have one. Let me show you. I'll click connections, and we'll simply open. See, there we go. It will simply open the load script. Oh, but one of my first promise was I would not write any script, any line of code. Well, I'm not writing anything, promise you. Listen, this is a new tab, new section added to my script by Qlik Reporting. So Qlik Reporting did all of this. I didn't have to do anything. And it's not like the data manager is like very confusing script. It's very simple to understand.
But this is where you could go. This is where you could go through if you wanted to point to something else. You could just replace this section to be where there's data sources.
Absolutely. Or you want to do increment something, do some metadata, add trace entries to a log file, whatever you want to do. Then you have the flexibility. It's not a locked script. So if you don't have a connection to SharePoint, you come here, create new connection. Man, I love this when I see this, the number of connections we have. So then you go find the Office 365 SharePoint, and then you just like put what is your URL for your SharePoint. If you want to direct to a specific site or path, if you wanna, and then we authenticate using your account, or if you want to define like system account for that, you can. If you click authenticate, it will pop up.
This is just the regular SharePoint connection though that we already use for Qlik shipping.
Yeah. It's not exclusive to the reporting. It's like we had this before. It's the same thing. So I already have one, so I'm not going to create a new one. But that's how you would do it. Again, I didn't write anything, so still good with my promise. So then later we'll use that. So we ready in the step one, and I mean, how many minutes we spend with explanation and drinking? So simple. Now, how's the fun part? The report building. That's the template. So we create a template of report. So if I come here, I have the option to upload my template. The template is made in Excel. So it's pretty simple. And by the way, I said Excel. And my first beer, it's gone.
People don't realize how hard it is to be talking and leading the discussion while you're drinking at the same time.
I'm a pro, man.
I was going to say.
A
seasoned veteran.
Yes. And I open Excel. The only admin task you need to do, and it's only once, is to install the Qlik Reporting add-in for Excel. You see, I got two here because we have two tenants we're using this, but that's basically the only thing you need to do. Like not only you, like the IT department. And if you have any, you don't need to do that for every single user. You do, if you have Office 365, you do one for the organizations one time. And if you need help, call us because we're pros on doing that.
So Igor, why do you have two?
I have two tenants. We have two tenants. So we have our dev tenant, we have our prod tenant. So then I got you. So I click on this one here, which is our dev tenant. So we open a screen for me to authenticate. So authenticate. There we go. And then from now on, it's simple. You need to define where is your application and what is your application. So what's the space? So come here, and then I'll find my space, and then I'll find my app, which is this one here. There we go. And I'll click Save. Very good. It's saved. Now I have access to all of these features in Excel. But now it's officially done. So then you can use Excel to build a template of your report. So let me see what I want to do. I want to add an image, and I want to add a text. So let me come here. Let me add sales report by division would be my text. And then I want to do, let's see, bold. Let's do this bigger. And I want to come here and add an image. So I want to insert image. So got an image here. Okay, let's see. It's a little small, it's fine. And then I can add something like as of, can add a date, let's say, it's just Excel today. All right, nice. I can put this formatting, so I can do whatever I want. Now, how do I add the objects in Qlik? Well, this is where you use the adding. But let's say I want to add a few charts. So how about that? So I'll come here. We have tables, charts, variables, and expressions. And levels and pages we'll discuss in a few minutes. Table we'll discuss in 2 minutes. Let's talk about charts. So come to charts, and then I'll click Add Chart. And then you see all of your sheets in your application. By the way, if you see this, have a drink. So I guess I have to open another one. An important pause. All right. So let me go to my dashboard. If you have a caption on your chart, you see the caption here. If you don't, you see the object ID, but you can always expand and you can see a preview so you know what object is. Oh, that's the KPI.
So literally Excel has actually connected in and is showing you the live data in your application. It's connected to the application itself.
That is correct. Did you say Excel?
We should talk about Excelling and building our reports.
All right, so then I click plus, adding to the chart. So then you resize it. I think this is too big. You place somewhere. Let me place it. Place it right here. Then I can go back to charts and can add another one. We add the second one. Oh, just a couple KPIs. There we go. And what else can we add? Well, any chart, basically. So we can come back here, add chart. Let's see, for example, the scatter plot. Big fan of scatter plots. Put it right here. And just one more, I promise. Come here and add chart, and I will do this one here.
You're almost at your 2-minute threshold too. So, I mean, you know, you got to get to those tables.
Yeah. There we go. Done. So added charts. Great. Now, can I add tables as well? Of course. Then you go to tables. And then you click Add Table. Same idea. Now my table is in the Details tab. And this is my table. Now, once you click Add, for a table, you have two options. Add the table, so you add the entire table, or add individual columns. I prefer adding the individual columns. So let me place, just to make my life easier, the cursor where my table to start. So let's say here. And then I'll do individual columns. And I want all columns. So let me select all, click add. Great. So it added tags. So then I can format it. So I can come here, select these, put like a background, put like a little green, just like we like in Qlik. And we can select these all, can put a border. And I can, let's say I want to make country bigger. There we go. And I want to make margin percentage smaller. So you can format it because just like you do in any Excel. Great. That's it. That's it. That's it. How does it look? Well, the last option here is to preview. So I can click preview and I can preview in Excel or PDF. Let me preview in Excel. And we just wait a little bit and then we can say Excel because I just said Excel and I said Excel, I think 3 times.
I think you're up to 4 times now, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
I think Rick's right. You need a cake because I think you've already lost it.
Yes. There you go. So that's my report. And then I have my table.
So that's live data that you're looking at. That just came out of the application.
Exactly. Yes. So that's just, yeah. And let me replace this image here. I don't like this size. Let me just do. I bit this logo, so I want people to see it. Bit this logo just for this presentation. All right, so that's simple. Now, interesting that if you notice, the table it could be as big as the table is. We don't need to worry about like the scroll bar because in the old subscription mode that we had, like subscribe to sheet, it only shows whatever it's displayed on the screen without the scroll bar. Here, we don't need to worry about it. Now, let's say I want to break this down by a certain field, like by division, for example. So then it's where you play with the levels and pages. 2 different ways to do the same thing. So let's do level first. Let me click level here. I want to add a level. I want to add a level by division. So let me type division here. Division is a field. Go to fields. And there we go, division name. I click plus sign. It asks me if I want to add the actual division name. I think this is always a good idea. So click on it, click add, wait a little bit, there you go. So I got that the beginning of the level is this tag here, is the field name underscore level. The end is like the end of a tag, same idea. And then I got the division name, which is just, you will place the division name. So I'll take this and I'll place where my level will begin. So let me take this from here. Let me place it, let's say here. And then I'll take this other one where my level will end. Well, my level will end at the end of the table. So I want to take this, put at the end of the table. There we go. And then this, where I want to write the name of the division. So let me take this, let's say here. I want to do here, and I want to do bold, little bigger, and let's do a different color. Maybe this blue here. All right. There we go. Easy. Let's preview. Go to the last icon, preview. Let's preview in Excel.
And so while you're previewing, I know they had a question out there. So Andy, a great question about the borders. So it's whatever format you put around that table. So if you want borders, put borders on. It's Excel formatting at this point, so you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Yes. So let me click my preview. There we go. So, I had to put the border on the lines itself. I think I forgot that. But anyway, there you go. So it's breaking down by division. Notice, I'm not sure if you checked the numbers before, but the numbers now change. This number is for this division. And then I scroll down, and then the second division, and then the third division. So the numbers have changed because like South America, not a lot of countries in this. We don't have from many countries. The North America and EMEA. Very simple. If you want to remove that capability, you can always come back to levels. You find that, and you can simply delete and you remove the tags. Another option is add a page, similar, but different. So if I add a page, same idea, you find the field, with this division. There we go, division name. I want to add the name. Yeah, sure. Now, it only added the name here, the name tag. Actually, let me move this from here, place it here. Here. Let's do the same formatting. There you go. But notice what it did. It changed the name of the sheet. It's the field name underscore page. So then you create one sheet per value on that field. So if I go now to preview, do the same. Now, you might ask, and there you go. We have now each one tab per division.
So basically the levels are banding over a field going down the sheet while pages are going on multiple sheets.
Yes.
Can you mix and match in a single report, both features?
You can do it. Yes, you can do that. However, if you're doing PDF and you want to break break a page at the end of each level, you need to do page. That's the to not lose your format too much. That's what I recommend. So this is great, and it's pretty simple. By the way, do the numbers match? I'm not gonna show you like compare the numbers, etc. But this we tested this like extensively. The numbers do match. If for any reason you look at the numbers and they are like different, they may be double, or they're wrong. It's not Qlik, it's the alcohol. So stop drinking. The numbers match Qlik. So then that's the report ready, and we can even do PDF. Let me show you an example. It's the same idea, but then we export in PDF. Very good. So that is the template. There's no my report ready. So I need to save this as a template, and then I can upload it. So I have a template already saved. So let me use my template that I have already saved. Now, when I'm back here, you simply upload your template. So come here, upload template. And let's use this template. There you go, that's my template. And now we're ready to schedule the tasks. So then I'll come here. Let's call this sales report for Americas, for example. Let's use a template. Let's use the template we just uploaded. And I go next. How do you want to name the file name? So let's say Americas sales, and then the name will be attached, the timestamp at the end. So you can see a preview here in this format. You want to send it as Excel or as PDF? You can pick it. Let's keep it Excel, but it could be PDF. Those are the two options we have right now. You want to apply filters? Yeah, let's do apply filters. Let's apply filters Americas. Great. Then we go next. Groups. Who we want to send to? You can list users or groups. Let's do groups. I want to send you the admin group, and I want to send you the operations group. There we go. When I send an email, yes. What is the body of the email? Let's say, this is last month sales report for Americas. If you want to do SharePoint, you can do it SharePoint as well. You click on it. You find your connection. So let's say that's my SharePoint connection. Where you want to save it? I want to save in the root folder. So there will be shared documents. There we go. So we'll save that as well. I click next, and then I'll schedule. Let's see, when the data is refresh daily, let's say daily. And I want to do once a day. That's 48. Let's do in 1 minute. There we go. And continues. By the way, I scheduled to 4:49, which seems odd, but I actually recommend that because a lot of tests, when people schedule, they schedule in minutes ended with 0 or 30, like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So there'll be a lot of tasks or some tasks running at the same time. So it might slow down your task. So if you run in these like not rounding, I like to use like prime numbers at the minutes. Yeah, I know I'm a nerd. So it doesn't start at the same time as other tasks. All right, so it started, it's running. Once it's finished, I will then receive the report in my email. It will also be uploaded to my SharePoint. So it's sent. I'll be receiving that in my email soon.
So Igor, does this respect section access?
It does respect section access if you send it to email. The SharePoint does not respect section access yet. But if you do, it respect perfectly. So that's the email I just received. Let me show you. So I just got an email with my report. You can see by the time I just got it. And then I did Excel. Yeah, so there we go with everything formatted, pretty, etc. And that's basically it. However, I made 2 promises and I didn't forget about those. One promise, I think we good. I didn't write any code. The second promise was I will show you how we can use Pi. One example. I like to use Pi or prime numbers or the things to help my analytics. I want to show you how we can use Pi. And it was on the screen. I put in the report the whole time, and I don't think anyone noticed. Look at this scatter plot. I'm showing the sales by customer, but I'm just trying to analyze seasonality. However, month is a problem because month, if you look at that month, we go from month 1 to 12. If you just look at month, it's not a line, it's a circle. Because month 1, January is number 1, December is number 12. The difference between December and the next January in terms of numbers is 11, but they're actually one after the other. So the month is actually a circle. It's not a line. So we can use trigonometry to analyze this season as a season, as a circular relationship. So actually have a little image here that shows that. So basically, I can convert the month to X and Y coordinates in a circular relationship using sine for my X, cosine for my Y. So then it's a circle. So month 12 and the next January will be close to one another and in the similar ratio. So then I promise I'm not writing anything. I'm just showing something that I already did before. So then I use pi here to convert my month to radian, and then I calculated the sine and cosine. Very simple, but pretty effective for my analytics. That's what we did as scientists. We do all the time, just looking at. And by the way,
the nerdiness coming out. The nerdiness coming out.
Yeah. So that's what I have to present. We have, just like me, because we have every hour we're drinking, just like and I also like a big fan and I study mixology. I like to make drinks. And just like when you create a drink recipe, this is what we show. It's a new recipe of a very special drink in comparison to the old way of doing this in the cloud. So we have more flavor, less headache, on the reporting, I mean, the alcohol, I cannot promise on that. So let's have one more sip. Let's cheer Excel.
Let's Excel and have Kurt take us away.
Yeah, and just one last thing. If you Excel, don't drive. I mean, if you drink, don't drive. And Kurt, take it away.
Thanks, Igor. Right. So as I do the wrap up here, we hope the drinks were good. We hope the webinar was helpful. We have been speaking about this on a couple different webinars that we've done. There's a ton of benefit in moving to the cloud. And if we're fully honest, which if you have learned about me, I usually am, we know there's been some resistance to moving to the cloud because of some of the reporting features that lacked between Qlik Cloud Reporting and NPrinting. This tabular reporting release moves us even a bigger step closer. We hope that the last 30 minutes was helpful, showing how you can excel into Qlik Cloud with tabular reporting. Thank you. But there were some great questions about, I have questions. I think it was, let me go back up. It was Andy asking about, like, we heavily rely on NPrinting. Are we there yet? Are we fully there yet? We have these questions all the time, as I mentioned, but I'll say it to anybody else. If you're still like, I think this gets us closer, are we there yet? Your account manager at Qlik, IPC, please reach out to us. There's even an NPrinting readiness app that exists to kind of dig in and kind of see, are you ready to do NPrinting moves? If you didn't know, there's a SaaS readiness app that takes a look at your environment to make sure that you're ready to move. Those two things combined, we work with you with an architect or IPC to kind of download those things, take a look at your environment, and really assess, are there some gaps that we're still missing? Can we do this? I was literally on with a customer this morning that said, this one report is an issue. And they said, we are not going to stop this thing for one single report. We will find a workaround for it. And I forget exactly what the issue was. It was a minimal, I think it was HTML within email. So we're here. This is when we move to the next level of asking those questions, meeting with somebody to really dig in, because we can't dig in on a 30, 45-minute, hour-long webinar. We need to have some time with you in your specific environment. That is the wrap up, but we always move into questions. There were some great questions. If you have more, feel free to type them in the chat. We'll get them. If we don't understand it, we'll ask you to unmute and you can ask, but take it away. Bonus points if you use the word Excel in your question. So, any questions?
Luis did 3 times, but it wasn't a question. So thanks,
Oh,
Luis. I know
that's
you
all,
had to
that's all.
jump off. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
And this is, I will say, I don't think we've ever said this before. It is recorded, and then we give Danielle a few days to edit some things, and then it goes live on the IPC website. So if you are ever looking for that, some of the previous webinars are there as well. Make sure to do that. You can link it to people and send it, because it is a great resource. So any other questions?
Hi, this is Mark Costa from IPC. I have a question about pricing. Is there a place where I can find everything about pricing and the details behind it? So how Qlik charges for the reports?
Yeah, so not online. That's, again, another question that you'd have with your account manager to kind of figure out, if you're already using NPrinting, what's going on, how that works, how that moves. And then there's different levels of how many reports you send. But now we're getting into the weeds of how they're generated, what an individual report calls. So there's nothing out there on the web about it that I know, but a follow-up conversation with one of us here from IPC or from Qlik, and we can kind of have that conversation about how to price that out and talk about that.
Okay.
That was the great sales answer. On another call, we can tackle that. And
Right.
No, I don't have a quick answer for you on pricing, but it really is trying to understand your scale, because at least for me, I never want to be a person that nickel and dimes anybody, that we sell you a different level that isn't right. And then in a week you find out, oops, we needed to have more reports. We just need to dig in a little bit more, make sure that we land it correctly and understand the whole thing. Thanks for being brave and asking a question, Mark. Nobody else is.
Okay, no problem.
Anyone else? Don't make me. I'm going to look, see if I know anybody, and I'm going to call names.
I would say Debbie just asked a question in the chat. Debbie Butler just asked, can you source an app in a managed space?
Igor?
Can this work on apps from
managed space? Not yet, but I know is in the, so it's a shared space. But I know it's on the roadmap.
And then can this, which is kind of similar, can this work on apps from an on-prem that are in a distributed to SaaS?
It's, as far as I know, is only SaaS.
If the apps are distributed to SaaS, then Qlik
Oh,
Cloud
if the app is
Reporting
distributed,
can
yeah,
pull-
if it is a shared space, yeah, there's no reason why not, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying more things. So, so I'll just go over it again. There's a SaaS readiness app that Qlik has that we work with you to run to make sure that you know if you're ready and what that's going to look like. Sometimes apps are too big and what that all means. There's an NPrinting readiness app to make sure that we're fully ready to do everything that NPrinting is doing so that you know your gaps and you can make changes. Really, those apps ready you to know, do I need to make some changes? Do I need to do some cleanup? Am I fully prepared? What does the roadmap look like for the next few months as we make those decisions? The other thing that we do that is worth mentioning out there is a lot of people are looking at this and saying, I want to get rid of infrastructure and to move to the cloud, but this does seem like I'm going to be paying more. What does that mean? We actually have something we call total cost of ownership calculator that we can work with people at Qlik to kind of ask you a bunch of questions about your current on-prem environment, how many people are working on it, how often you do updates, et cetera, like that, to actually put a total cost of ownership together and compared to what it would look like at your cost in SaaS so that you have a document and an example to go back to management, to leadership, to the people that hold the purse strings to kind of say, this is what the long-term plan's on and how it's going to actually benefit us as a company. So throwing that out there too.
There was
Is it
another
only,
question.
yeah, I saw it. Is it only for apps that I own? You might need to flesh that out a little bit, Rick, about what you mean by own. Or Igor just knows. He knows everything.
No. No, if you have access to the app, you have access to it.
But it goes back to the permission you have. So in a space, you grant a user certain roles into that space. So you have to, have a right role there, more than just a view role. But yes, you don't have to own the app.
Excellent. Anything else? I know we're right at 5. We had our full happy hour.
Yeah.
So
I think there was a comment made by Rick. He said he tried for the SaaS app and it worked fine, but for the distributed app, the option wasn't quite there.
I'm thinking for the one, because the distributor you're talking about, the one that's published from the on-prem into the cloud, I don't think that one has the full reporting capabilities on it because it's not a cloud native first. Because your script isn't there, I don't believe.
Is it published in a shared or managed space?
Rick, can you come off mute and just answer that one? Oh, managed. So managed spaces, you can't do it yet. That's on the roadmap.
Yeah, it's not a distributed app, the problem, it's the managed space. So yeah, it's only shared space for the moment, but it's on the roadmap.
And we'd be happy to talk to you about it more too, off the webinar as well.
And before we finish up here, Qlik is putting a lot of R&D in our cloud, and hence that's Qlik Cloud Reporting everything. That's where the market's going. So for anybody on NPrinting on-prem, trust and believe, like if you say it's not there, or you're asking questions about when is it going to be there, we've probably already looked at it, and R&D is sitting there saying, well, it's on the roadmap. So good thing is we're always looking at what our customers need to do. And we're happy to have those conversations to kind of jot down what it is you're looking for that we're missing, and then we take that back and we can share what's on the roadmap and how that looks for you.
Yes, Debbie, and also your HTML it's coming. I know they're working on that one. Well, awesome. Thank you, everybody. I think. Hope to see you in Orlando. If you haven't signed up to the Qlik Connect, let us know and get signed up.
And if you do
IPC Global's gonna have a booth,
IPC,
have a large team. Good.
yeah, IPC we will have like 2 speaking sessions. I'll do one, scientific method and science research in Qlik, and then we have one about migration to the cloud by our support lead Anna Silva. So if you're in Orlando, let's talk.
Yep.
And
Great
let's
team.
have more drinks too.
There you go. June 3rd through 5th in Orlando. Any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us here. All those details are out there at qlikconnect.com. It's going to be an awesome, awesome event. Looking forward to it. Fun in the sun. All right, all.
Have a great Pi Day.
Excel in
Thanks,
life.
Great
everybody.
job, guys. Bye bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.